Welcome back to Recap Reactions 22, where we break down the best movies in thrilling detail. Today we're diving into the Western classic 3:10 to Yuma, a tense showdown of honor, redemption, and the fight for survival in the Wild West. Will you make it to the train in time, or be left in the dust? Let's find out. 3:10 to Yuma is a gripping Western directed by James Mangold, starring Russell Crowe as the notorious outlaw Ben Wade and Christian Bale as Dan Evans, a struggling rancher. The movie blends intense action with deep character development, highlighting themes of morality, sacrifice, and personal redemption. The film opens in 1884 Arizona, where Dan Evans, a down-on-his-luck rancher, is struggling to provide for his family. He's crippled both financially and physically, having lost a leg during the Civil War. His farm is failing due to drought, and a ruthless debt collector, Glenn Hollander, threatens to burn his land if he doesn't pay what's owed. Right from the start, we feel Dan's desperation, a man at his breaking point, trying to maintain his dignity for the sake of his family. Just when things seem bleak, Dan and his sons accidentally witness a stagecoach robbery led by the infamous Ben Wade. This robbery is a masterpiece of brutal efficiency, showcasing Wade's intelligence and cold-blooded nature. He and his gang steal $50,000 in cash, leaving the guards dead or injured. Wade is no ordinary outlaw. He's charming, intelligent, and manipulative, making him as dangerous with his words as with his gun. After the robbery, Wade sends his gang ahead and decides to relax in the nearby town of Bisbee. Here, we get a glimpse of his charisma as he flirts with a local barmaid and sketches a beautiful drawing, almost as if he's unbothered by the violent crimes he just committed. It's this calm, collected demeanor that makes Wade so intriguing. Meanwhile, Dan finds himself in town, struggling to negotiate with Hollander. But fate throws him a curveball when Wade is captured by lawmen led by Byron McElroy, Peter Fonda, a bounty hunter determined to bring Wade to justice. The authorities hatch a plan to transport Wade to the train station in Contention City, where he'll be put on the 3:10 to Yuma, a prison train that will take him to trial. But here's the catch: getting Wade on that train won't be easy. His gang, led by the ruthless Charlie Prince, is still out there, willing to kill anyone who stands in their way. Desperate for money, Dan volunteers to help escort Wade for $200, enough to save his ranch and restore some pride in his family's eyes. And so begins the heart of the movie, a dangerous journey to Contention City, with Wade's gang in pursuit and tension rising with each passing mile. The dynamic between Dan and Wade is the core of the film. Dan is a man with nothing left to lose, while Wade is a man who seems to have everything: power, respect, and freedom, but is still bound by his own twisted code of honor. As they travel, Wade tests Dan at every turn, trying to break him mentally. He questions Dan's motives, mocks his weaknesses, and even offers him bribes to let him go. Despite all this, Dan remains steadfast. His determination to prove himself both to his family and to himself keeps him going. He knows that if he can get Wade on that train, he'll not only save his ranch but regain his self-respect. One particularly gripping moment comes when Wade brutally kills one of their escorts, Tucker, using only a fork during dinner. It's a chilling reminder of Wade's capacity for violence, no matter how charming he seems. Dan and the others are left shaken, but they press on, knowing they have no choice but to keep moving forward. As they near Contention City, the tension ramps up. Wade's gang, led by the fiercely loyal Charlie Prince, is closing in. Prince is a terrifying character, ruthless and utterly devoted to Wade. He'll do anything to save his boss, and his loyalty makes him one of the most dangerous threats in the movie. The climax of the film takes place in Contention City, where Dan and the remaining men try to hold off Wade's gang long enough to get him on the train. The situation seems hopeless. The townspeople, too afraid to help, abandon them. Dan's only ally is Grayson Butterfield, a businessman who initially hired him, but even he begins to lose faith as Wade's gang closes in. In a thrilling showdown, Dan and Wade form an unlikely bond. Wade, despite his earlier mockery, begins to respect Dan's unwavering determination. In a surprising twist, Wade even helps Dan fight off his own gang, allowing Dan to escort him to the train station. The final moments are tense as they make a desperate dash for the 3:10 to Yuma, with Wade's gang in hot pursuit. Dan's ultimate goal is not just to get Wade on the train, but to prove to his family and himself that he's still a man of worth. His character arc is about redemption, not just survival. In the end, Dan succeeds in getting Wade on the train, but it comes at a great cost. In the final moments, Wade kills Charlie Prince to save Dan, acknowledging the respect he's grown to have for the rancher. But the movie leaves us with one last twist as the train pulls away. Wade whistles for his horse, implying that he could escape if he wanted to. This ending leaves viewers questioning Wade's true nature. Is he a cold-blooded killer? Or is there a glimmer of redemption within him? The beauty of 3:10 to Yuma lies in this ambiguity. Wade may be a villain, but he's not a monster. He lives by his own code, and end, he allows Dan to achieve his goal, even if it's on his own terms. The movie explores the complexities of honor and morality in a lawless world, where the line between good and evil isn't always clear. And there you have it, folks, The Wild Ride of 310 to Yuma, a film that masterfully blends action with deep moral questions. What do you think? Was Ben Wade redeemable in the end, or was his escape inevitable? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Recap Reactions 22 for more epic breakdowns of your favorite films. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp and always watch your back in the Wild West.